Hey guys, it's Pinkstar and welcome back to another video. As you can see, I've changed the background a little bit. Rather than filming from my desk like I normally do, I thought I would film in my room with all of my books around me. Yeah, I just think it looks really nice. I do need to do some changes to my bookshelves, and I do have a few things that I need to unhaul. And there's some books that I recently got that I haven't been able to fit on my shelf, so I will be changing those around probably in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, this is what it's like at the moment. I also have another shelf over there that you can't see, but yeah. Anyway, today's video I am going to be going through my May reading wrap up. I know it's July and I'm only just doing this now, but June was pretty hectic with going on holiday, etc. So yeah, only just got around to doing this one. So I read 4 books in May, not as many as I wanted to, but it's still pretty good amount. One of them was a 5-star and the rest were all pretty average. One was actually pretty disappointing, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. Alright, so starting off the month, I read It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is the sequel to It Ends With Us, and I gave It Ends With Us last year a 3-star rating. I also gave this one 3 out of 5 stars. I was hoping it was going to be a bit better because I heard it was more on the romance side of things rather than the physical abuse side of things, which I didn't know going into the first book. Otherwise I probably wouldn't have read it because that's not what I was wanting to read at the time. I wanted something nice and romantic-y, but anyway, we're not talking about that one. But this one does follow Lily and her relationship with Atlas, and I like Atlas a lot more than Ryle, so yeah, I did like this book. It was a little bit unnecessary. I feel like it didn't really it was a story that didn't really need to be told as far as I'm concerned, but I mean, it was still pretty good. I gave it 3 stars, and yeah, I don't know. It was a nice, like, romantic-y sort of story. It wasn't anything amazing. It did still talk a lot about, like, the abuse and things, and Ryle was still in it, which I wasn't that happy about, but anyway, yeah, it was just average. I probably would never read it again, and yeah, I don't know, it's just, it is what it is. But I also read this via audiobook. Next up, I read Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I love this book. This is my 5-star for the month. Yeah, it was just cute and cozy, and I just absolutely loved all of the characters in this, especially Thimble. He is just so cute. Who doesn't love a rat that bakes? I don't know why. Some people probably think that that's weird and gross, but I used to actually have a pet rat and I love rats, so yeah, I thought he was really cute. And yeah, I just love the characters. I loved the story. It was like just a nice, wholesome, fun, lovely story. I just really enjoyed it from start to finish, and I can't wait for the next book to come out, which is Bookshops and Bone Dust, I think it's called, which comes out at the end of this year. Or Bone Dust and Bookshops and Bone Dust? Yeah, I don't know, one of them. Yeah, so I will be getting that one when it comes out, and hopefully I like it just as much as this one. Alright, next up I read my Brandon Sanderson book for the month. Finally read this one, which was The Frugal Wizard's Handbook to Surviving Medieval England, I think. I swear every time I go to say this I can never remember what it is. The title is stupidly long, which is one thing that bothered me from the get-go. But yeah, so this one isn't set in the Cosmere at all, and it's hard to explain, but I didn't enjoy it, unfortunately. I gave this a 2 out of 5 stars. I wanted to give it more, but when I thought about it, I just thought no. I mean, at one point I was like, tempted to DNF it because I just wasn't really enjoying it that much. I didn't really enjoy any of the humour. The characters were kind of annoying. Yeah, it just felt like a middle grade story. So it's about like this guy who ends up in another dimension, which is medieval England, and he's got no memories, and he's trying to get his memories back and work out who he is and why he's there. And yeah, I just didn't really enjoy it. And yeah, as I said, I just feel like it was written really childishly, like it was supposed to be for adults, but it's actually feels like a middle grade story, just the way it's done and the jokes and things like that. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but I didn't really enjoy it that much, unfortunately. So this is the lowest rated Brandon Sanderson book that I have read so far, because the other ones I've given a 5-star rating to. So I think maybe that's why this one was so disappointing, was because the other ones were so good that this was just like, I expected this to be way better than it was, and it just, yeah, didn't hit. It was quite interesting because in between chapters you found out some, like, you got to read about the medieval handbook and like the rules and things for time traveling. Well, it's not really time traveling, but dimension traveling. But yeah, I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. Alright, and the last book that I read was She and Her Cat. This one I read on audiobook. I had heard a couple of people talk about this book before and said how good it was. It's like a slice of life story. Follows like 3 different stories. So it goes from like one person, like one character, to another, and it follows the cat's point of view, which I really enjoyed. So there's like 3 different main cats and how they all interlink with each other, and then how they feel towards their owners and how their owners are feeling, and how much like love and joy they brought to their owners' lives. And yeah, it was just sweet and nice, and yeah, it was quite cute. I did find it dragged on a little bit in a couple of parts, and I wasn't interested in some of the characters, but it was cute. I did enjoy it. I gave this 3.5 stars. I was close to a 4, but yeah, just 3.5. I just think that some of the main characters, like the human characters, could have been done a bit better. It was a good story. I just was hoping it was going to be a little bit better than it was. It was very short, and I wanted more of certain characters than other characters, I think, is my main negative. But I did enjoy it, and yeah, if you like cats and you like slice of life stories, definitely check it out. So that is it for all the books that I read in May. I had 2 other books that I rolled over to June, which you would know if you watched my June TBR, because I talked about those, which I read only one of those in June, so one of them is rolling over again, unfortunately. But we'll talk about that when I go through my July TBR, which will be the next video after this. So keep a lookout for that one. Alright, so that is it. If you did like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of these books, and if you liked them, or if you didn't, or how you felt. And what do you think of my background, and if you want me to stay using this rather than sitting at my desk like I normally do. This is, I feel like, more aesthetically pleasing. The only downside is I have to sit on the floor because my shelves are quite low, but that's not your problem, that's mine. So yeah, let me know what you think, and as always, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos, and I will catch you guys all in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.